It's great to be here at CES. First of all, you can see all the innovation among the consumer electronics that's going out there. And I don't know how many devices I've counted to already that are going to be connected. And of course, anything that can benefit from a connection will have one in what we call the network society vision. And that's what we're building 5G for. Already last summer we were out with proof of concepts, now with 5 gigabit test beds and so on, to demonstrate what kind of speeds, what kind of technology that we need. But it's going to be a big industry collaboration. We are aiming at launching dates around 2020 for getting 5G into the networks. It will not really be a network revolution, it will be an evolution gradually introduced by both transforming the core network, but also transforming, of course, the radio access networks to be able to use higher frequencies, much more frequencies overall, because that's what we need to be able to cater for the very big data amounts that all these devices here at CES are going to need.
And so you were talking inside earlier, and you just mentioned now the higher frequencies. Can you tell us a little bit about those and what you're seeing so far in terms of the development of that area?
Right, we've just concluded a panel debate here about 5G and things that we think that it will carry with us. And I think one very big important factor is that we are going to be able to use much higher frequencies. We are not sure yet of exactly which spectras that is. There are going to be standardization issues around this. We're going to see the World Radio Congress 15 that is coming this year to be able to standardize spectrums below 6.5 gigahertz, and then in the future beyond 6.5 gigahertz using new types of technologies such as massive MIMO and beamforming technology. We're going to be able to use other modulation schemes than we're using today to be able to use that spectrum in a more efficient way. That spectrum, having said that, is of course not going to have exactly the same range as we have in the much lower spectrums, so it's going to be complementary, and therefore we need these different radio access levels, the different carriers, high spectrum, low spectrum, to be able to work on the same device at the same time.
So is this going to mean multiple radio systems, even more multiple radio systems within each cell phone or tablet?
Absolutely. The future terminals are going to be capable of doing multiple things, using different spectrums, higher and lower spectrums at the same time. That's going to be at the core of the radio access part of 5G. And then we have the whole core network transformation with SDN technology coming in, with NFV and with virtualization, and to be able to allocate processing power not only in the middle but also be able to distribute processing of any traffic out much more to the edge of the network.
And what has to happen, do you think, from a governmental policy perspective, both from the FCC here in the United States, but also the European and Asian equivalents of that?
Well, of course, there are a couple of things to mention there. One is very important for governments to be open to release more spectrum, to be able to get that spectrum globalized, to cooperate between the different regulators, between the different countries, to be able to get that scale that the industry really needs. But then it's also important to be able to allow for operators to build the industrial internet, to be able to build an internet on their networks that can be capable of connecting both cars but also meters, which has very, very different requirements, both in terms of how high performance the network connections needs to have, but also in terms of perhaps security and other issues. So the regulators really need to understand that this possibility that they give the operators, if you will, the license takers, if you will, is to build an innovation platform for the whole nation. After all, this is going to be very much about growth of the economy as well as creating new jobs.